Hi, welcome to the Hunt360 podcast. I'm Ethan King. We're here at the Western Hunting Expo in Salt Lake City. Here with Jeremy Williams, founder of Hunt360, and we've got Wes McArthur with Rise and Shed here. Wes, it's great to have you. How you doing this morning?
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's awesome to have you here, Wes. We're excited to learn a little bit about your backstory and what got you doing a YouTube channel.
Honestly, I started out shed hunting 8 years ago. Fell in love with it. I just think it's awesome that you can go out and find sheds just anywhere in the woods, and it's unique to yourself. I got started with my business just doing this as a hobby, and I've been doing this full time for a year and a half. And with my social media, I have a YouTube channel. I post hunting videos, shed hunting, cooking, the works, and then I have a website, riseandshed.com. And with every sale at my website, I donate $1 to a suicide prevention program. I've been filming hunts for the last year, and I'm just trying to do more of that and try to get more into that. And I'm just trying to figure everything out, just trial and error, and just bringing new ideas in and taking the bad ones down and just see how it goes.
Yeah, that's what it's about. You throw a bunch of spaghetti noodles against the wall and see what sticks.
Yes, sir.
And keep going. So tell us a little bit about your backstory. I mean, like what got you into hunting as a kid and that type of thing.
So my parents split up when I was younger. My real father, he was into upland game. He did a lot of bird hunting, and I went out pheasant hunting with him all the time. And then my stepfather, he was a big game hunter. So, I mean, I've been big game hunting since I was 1 year old. He's been taking me on the mountain ever since I was a little boy. And just hunting's been in my life all the time. Yeah. And, I mean, I've had a little bit of a mixture with both upland and big game. And I think it's awesome just trying to get more people involved just because, for me, hunting is therapeutic. I love being out in the hills. To me, it's just like I've had more spiritual encounters out in the woods than I have any day at church. So I just love it. It's very fun, and I love the community. The hunting community is awesome, and it's crazy just seeing all the people come out of the woodworks and the support from everybody, and I just think it's awesome.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot of support in this industry.
Oh, definitely.
You know, it's a great community of people here.
For sure.
So what's your favorite? Do you like upland or you like the big game better?
I'm a big game guy.
Yeah.
I definitely. Well, I found out this year I used to love elk hunting, and then we had some interesting encounters out in Montana. We almost died in like negative 10-degree weather, and it got interesting. So I'm more of an elk shed fan, but I love hunting mule deer more than anything now, just because it was crazy. We had a heck of a time out there in Montana.
Well, tell us about the story. What happened?
All right, so my buddy, we split up because it had just snowed the night before. So we saw some tracks.
Where you were in Montana? What part of Montana were you?
Just southwest Montana.
Okay.
And then, so big snowstorm came in, and we didn't see anything all morning, and then we cut some tracks. Some tracks went high, some tracks went low. So I stuck high, and he went low, and he tracked this bull for like 5 miles, and he was clear back in there, and I had no idea where he was because in Montana, you can't use radios to communicate while you're hunting. And so it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I finally spotted up some elk, and I was debating to myself, like, do I have enough time to go after these elk before it gets dark? Because we were far back in there. And I actually made the decision to go down and try to go after these elk. Well, there was a storm coming in from the north, and I looked at it, and it was just a complete whiteout. And so I had that little still small voice in the back of my head say, stop. And so I listened to it, and I was like, all right, I can go back tomorrow. I know where they're at, got them located. So I went back up to the top of the ridge, and I heard my buddy shoot. And he was the only one back in there, so I knew it was Jared getting it done. And he shot like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, oh, I don't know if he got the bull or not. Mm-hmm. So I waited till about 4:30, decided to go back to the truck. Well, halfway back to the truck, it was a complete whiteout. You couldn't even see 5 feet in front of you, and it got scary. And my phone was so cold it wouldn't even turn on, even with the battery pack attached to it, and got a little nervous. And we kind of parked down in this flat with a whole bunch of sage, but since it was so like just nuts with snow, I couldn't see where I was going. And I went down and I got lost. I couldn't find the truck whatsoever. And I kind of said a prayer out loud. I was like, man, like, help me out here. I got to find this truck. And I kind of got a little scared, a little, paranoid that I wasn't going to find the truck. And I actually ended up finding a road. And the road did a couple of switchbacks, and I followed that road for like 3 miles. And then I actually ran back into the truck. Just thankfully, I chose the right road. So as I'm waiting at the truck, because it was just so cold and snow coming down, I just set all my stuff down and I started doing circles around the truck to stay warm. And by the time it was 2 hours into me doing circles, and I had made a track around the truck. It had snowed that much and put down like almost a foot within the 2 hours I was doing the circles. And I kept on yelling out for my buddy. I'd do 15 laps around the truck and I'd yell, Jared, and I'd go whoop, try to whoop for him. And
truck locked up the whole time?
Oh yeah, truck's locked up. See, that's where we made the mistake, is we didn't leave the keys at the truck. He had the keys. And so I couldn't get in the truck, and it's like -10. And I even start having those thoughts like, I'm not going to die, because I'm going to break this window at midnight if he's not back to the truck. And like, I already made that decision. And, but it got scary. And then finally around, I think it was 11 o'clock, I just see a little glimmer of light just barely show at the top of the mountain. And I just started yelling, Jared. And then sure enough, it was Jared. And so he came back down and like we hugged it out, had a little bro sesh for a second. And he actually eventually ended up getting that bull. And that's what took him so long, is he was clear back in there. He held out a hind quarter, a back strap, and then he had to go up some treacherous stuff with the bull on his back. And so that's what took him forever to get back to the truck, and finally got back. And then we were traveling back into town, and I guess in Montana, when the storms get bad, everybody just gets a hotel. So we traveled the hour back to the town to get a hotel. They were all sold out. So we traveled another hour and a half to get an actual room so we didn't freeze to death outside. And yeah, that's pretty much that story. And it was nuts. And then we went back the next 2 days, got his bull out, and it was definitely an experience of a lifetime. It was very fun. It was cool.
You got a story to tell forever. You'll never forget.
And that's actually on my YouTube channel, and my face was frozen. I had icicles coming down and stuff, and it was bad.
So you got to document a lot of it?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's something you have to document.
Oh, yeah.
It was just crazy. That was a one-time thing, and hopefully it never happens again, but we'll see. Next time we'll leave the keys at the truck, and that way we'll get back in.
How long ago did this happen? This
last year. Yeah, it was in October.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's funny. So you go up to Montana and stuff and do your shed hunting as well? Or?
I have before. I love Nevada. Nevada is my main place to go shed hunt, and I do a lot in Utah, New Mexico, Arizona. I travel around and do a lot of shed hunting.
And you document all of it too?
Oh, yeah.
That's
yep,
cool.
On the YouTube channel.
Sweet. I bet you got a big stack of them somewhere.
Oh, yeah. The wife gets mad. She says I need to start clearing some stuff out, get some sold, but I'm too attached.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame you. I can understand.
Oh,
It's just like it's like somebody selling their hunt. I mean, you just can't do it.
No, you guys have to come check out the whitetail set I have in the booth.
Where'd you pick up whitetails at?
Kansas.
Okay.
I went last year. I was turkey hunting in Kansas, and it was actually kind of funny. Kyle Methvin, he actually met me at the expo last year, told me to come out in the spring, do some turkey hunting, some whitetail sheds, and he was telling us about this buck, and it was kind of funny just because he was just talking it up. He was like, oh, it's like a whitetail. It has a mule deer frame. It's forked in the back and everything, and it's like a 180 class whitetail, and, it got us excited. And half hour into the hike, I actually found the one side to the buck that he was actually talking up. And he even told us later, he's like, man, I had no idea we would find that. I was just saying it just because I had seen it. And I actually ended up finding the one side. And then we did a big loop, and my buddy Chad, who went out with me, ended up finding the other side. So we had a bro set together, and it's an awesome whitetail. It's sweet.
Cool. I will definitely come back over and check it out.
Heck yeah.
So.
What's your method? What's the method on finding sheds, and is it different between species?
Yes, it is. And then especially where you go, it makes it all different because, in Kansas, it's all flat. There's no mountains out there or anything. So to me, that was totally different. And for myself, scouting is huge. If you go out, especially in these months, February, March, and find out where the animals are, you kind of have a general idea of where they're going to be shedding. And so I try to scout as much as possible. And then just like anything else, look for food, shelter, water. And it's just a lot of time in the hills, a lot of miles on the boots, and glassing. I love glassing up, getting high up on vantage points and just glassing.
Yeah, we can't do that at home.
Yeah.
Finding sheds in Georgia is, you might find one on the food plot.
Yeah.
or your tire. You run it over with the farm
really?
tractor.
Yeah, with the tractor.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I have done that several times.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
That's nuts.
When I was farming, maybe I bet I've 5 or 6 flat tires over the years.
Oh, wow.
From shed antlers,
That's
popping
crazy.
new tires.
I've seen pictures. I've never actually talked to anybody that's actually done it.
Oh, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I bet.
Then you're sitting there, it's like, man, because your tires are full of water. You got to take your tire off the rim, fix it from the inside because the hole is too big. You can't plug them.
Dang.
And then you got to boot them. Then you got to fill your tire back full of water. I mean, it's an aggravating
I bet.
ordeal when you.
Well, you should just take the whole tire off and then keep the shed and mount it like that in the tire.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, usually they're busted up because you don't stop in time.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Run it over.
Yeah, run it over. So, but you know it when it comes around because it hits the dang fender and your tire. You hear it. But anyway, those are funny to laugh about now, but boy, it was.
I bet
back
it gets
then.
frustrating at the time for sure.
So, what about your mule deer hunts? Have you got any cool mule deer hunts coming up? Or you just do draw or?
Yeah. So here in Utah, I have a general season. Well, every other year is when I draw out my general season. We have a cabin up in this area where we go. And that's honestly where I've hunted every year of my life. And we've had some amazing times out in the hills with my family. And that's what I love about hunting, is taking out the family and just enjoying God's country. But yes, I have, I'll pretty much guarantee a Utah tag for mule deer. And then I'll be doing the OTC hunts here in Utah for elk. I like to do the multi-season hunt where you can actually do archery, muzzleloader, and rifle. And so you get a hunt for almost 3 months and try to get it done. And I'll be going back to Montana. I want to anyway. I need to draw out and then just see what else I can draw out.
So when you go to Nevada, I mean, scout, do you go back to the same spots every year after year?
So that's basically how I do it, is I know this one area very well, and I have basically just made my circle. It started this big, and then it's just gone this big, and just trying to find different areas around the same area that I've actually done really well in and had a lot of success.
Yeah.
But I definitely love branching out and just driving around. And if something looks good, I'll get out and hike and do like 2-hour loops. And if I don't find anything, or if I'm not seeing sign or anything like that, I'll bail and move areas.
Do you do all this all by yourself? You got
no.
a team of guys?
Oh man, I hate going by myself. I actually, going by myself. I've had one bad experience where I got 2 flat tires, and I had to walk a long ways to get cell coverage. And just, I don't know, being by yourself, I don't know, I guess I'm a little bit of a wuss. I don't like being by myself, especially in the dark. It's just something eerie about it. I don't like it. But no, I have a lot of friends that like going out with me, and I've actually made a lot of friends off social media, and it's just cool that I have a solid core following that just follows along with everything that I do. And if I want to go on a hike, I can hit up anybody I want, and we go a hike and just share experiences and just have a lot of fun doing it.
Cool. It's cool. It's I wouldn't want to do it by myself either. It seems like it'd be more enjoyable spending it with somebody.
See, and I almost get more jazzed when I have a buddy pick up something awesome, like I'm just right there with them, just cheering them on. And I don't know, like, don't get me wrong, I love to find big stuff too, but if I have a buddy with me, and especially if it's somebody else's first time or their first shed, just seeing them light up and get all excited and stuff. I've actually had a couple people where I've been with them when they found their first shed, and just that enjoyment that I see from them makes it all worth it. It's awesome.
So what's your best shed? Not biggest, but what's your most valuable? What do you consider truest to your heart?
There's a couple. There's one actually at the cabin that I found, and it's just, it looks almost like a whitetail. It looks almost like a hybrid of a mule deer and a whitetail. And it only goes like 80 something inches, but it just has tons of character. He has long main beam. He has a big, like 8-inch hook cheater to it. And the fact that I found it at the cabin, that means a lot to me, because I've spent so much of my life out there.
Did you know the buck before he shed it, or
No, actually I didn't. And that was the thing. Like, he has totally different genes from anything we've ever seen out there. So to me, it blew my mind, honestly. And I've done multiple laps around to try to find the other side, and I can't do it. So maybe somebody has it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I love elk sheds. I've found some cool character bulls with elk. There's the one spot in particular in Nevada. I found a 380 deadhead, and actually a gentleman, he lives in Nevada. I think he's like 16 years old. His name's Ethan. He does Ruby Mountain Outdoors on Instagram and stuff. And he actually found another shed off that deadhead. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone out looking for another set or shed off that bull. I've never been able to get lucky and find it. And he went out there and he actually brought it yesterday, and I got to actually hold it and see it, and 110% it's the same bull. And it's a giant. He's so cool. He has a lot of character, and I was jealous just because I put in hundreds of miles and hikes just trying to find the other side.
Were you close? Or did he tell you?
Yeah, he did tell me. And where I actually found the deadhead, it's kind of a totally different range. And I mean, I've definitely been close where he found it. I've been within a couple 100 yards.
Oh.
And so, yeah. And it was kind of a little stab in the heart, but it is what it is. I was happy for Ethan, and then we got to share, an experience like that. So it was cool.
Yeah. Was he a big shed hunter as well? Or?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Gotcha. I've seen a couple of YouTube guys picking up sheds, and they were, it was pretty neat watching some of their excitement, they knew the bull,
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were jumping up and down,
Heck yeah.
I seen another guy was sitting there watching. I guess they were scouting them and watch them actually drop their shed.
Oh, really?
And then go pick them up.
See, and I've never witnessed that. I mean, I've seen one-sided bulls and bucks, but I've never been able to capture or see that happen where they actually shed. But
I haven't either.
It's definitely on the bucket list. It's something I want to do.
So you shake one off?
Oh, yeah.
Or both of them?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Do you find a lot of them together, or normally
it depends. I find more deer sheds actually as sets side by side than I do elk, which is kind of crazy because the elk sheds way more, and you'd think that, they drop the one side, they want that other side off real quick. But I find quite a few deer sets side by side. But don't get me wrong, I've found a mixture of both deer and elk sets.
I was always curious about that. What's that?
I was just gonna say I used to work on a deer high fence, and it became like a competition with a guy I worked with, and we had a whole set of rules and everything, but it was all about finding sheds.
Yeah.
And like Friday, the loser of the week buys lunch for the other one.
Oh,
so
there
I know
you go.
you go with friends. Does it ever turn into competitive wagers or anything like that?
Actually, I don't like to make it competitive. I think it's, to me, shed hunting, I don't know. It's special to me. I don't know why. It is. And I mean, I haven't done competitive wagers or anything, but we've had some competitions where it's like, I'm going to find more sheds than you today, And actually, the gentleman in my booth, Shed Crazy, we're going to put something together this year, and we're going to try to either do a quantity or quality with sheds, and we're going to be documenting that on both of our YouTube channels, and hopefully people will enjoy that and they want to join along on the fun and just see how it goes.
Nice. It would be fun. It would be fun to watch do, just a little bit of fun competition.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That never hurts.
No.
So then you can compete year after year. You can just sort of make it a yearly.
There you go.
Repeat a little weekend challenge.
Yep. Well, we might even have to, I guess, do a wager or something like that. Like whoever loses pays for a hunt or something like that.
That's a pretty big.
As long as you win.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought the lunch sounded a little bit more.
I'm just saying, go big or go home.
Yeah, that's going big. Well, man, it's great having you here talking with you, and it's exciting to hear your passion.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see what you figure out, what directions you want to go, and what noodles stick against the wall.
Dude, I appreciate it very much. Thank you for having me, guys. Very much.
So tell again where everybody can find your YouTube channel and your Facebook and all the information.
Rise and Shed. My website is riseandshed.com.
Yep.
My YouTube is Rise and Shed, and my Instagram is Rise and Shed.
Nice. You got anything else, E3, you like?
That's it. Thank you, Wes.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
Appreciate it,
Pleasure
gentlemen.
having you, man.
No, pleasure.
Take
Thank
care.
you.